People are cracking crackers outside, so please ignore them. They are doing their job and I am trying to do mine. In any case, here I am comparing two fantastic, okay, let me be very clear, two fantastic desktop DAC amps from Fiio. The first one here is the Fiio K17. Now this one, even though is the second in command, is a flagship DAC amp. It's a flagship, a proper flagship DAC amp that has dual DAC chips, okay, AK4191EX and AK4499EQ, two of them, and it uses MJE 243G and 253G discrete transistor current amplification headphone amplifiers. I usually do not care about all these things, but there are people that are kind of looking for those specifications. In any case, this one is a R2R DAC amp. Both have built-in DAC and built-in amps, so they are DAC amps. They are not like just DAC or just amp or anything like that. And both have similar kind of setup. Not exactly similar because this has a lot more knobs, extra XLR socket too, and comes with a touch screen. Okay, you guys can see it comes with a touch screen. A lot of settings are available here. Max volume, I've done that. I'm not going to do that in this video. If you want to see that, please check out my other video where I reviewed the K17. Okay, and here are the other settings. Okay, I'm not going to do anything like that. I am a proper sound quality kind of guy. I'm not going to divulge into the display and that kind of stuff, the color and that kind of stuff at all. So let me be very clear. What I will do is I will let you guys know that why you can pay the extra $600 for the K17. Why? Because this one is just feature loaded. My god, the kind of features this one offers is just simply outstanding. This one has Wi-Fi, this one has LAN. You can use it as a streamer, you can use it as a local player, you can use it with Bluetooth, you can use it with your portable hard drive, and there are a lot of features, name it, and the K17 has it. While the K13 R2R is a R2R DAC amp, has Bluetooth, has XLR out, and has a reasonable power too. This one does 4000 MW per channel, while this one does 2400 MW per channel. So even though you are paying kind of 1/3 of the K17, you are getting more than what you should get when it comes to the output power. Both are very well built too, no issues with that. Yes, the K13 R2R looks beautiful because of its transparent window and this color scheme and that kind of stuff. This one comes with a touch screen display and the colors are kind of okay too, no issues with that at all. Build quality is fantastic on both. This one kind of gets hot, so that's why they have vents in here. There are vents at the bottom too. This one is totally made out of metal, but the back of K13 R2R is made out of plastic. In any case, this one has its antennas on the back side. They are not exposed, but here is the Bluetooth antenna here that is there. Now another good feature with the K17 is that you can switch between 110 and 230 volts. So pick a K17 and you will not have to worry about the voltage there. Its cable too comes with a built-in fuse and a range of 110 to 230 volt. So you do not need to worry about blowing your K17 out. There is a built-in fuse in here too, so it is well protected, and it is a discrete DAC amp, and you can use not analog but DC power with the K17 too, which is not available with the K13 R2R. So the K17 is feature rich, loaded, simply loaded with features. This is nearly the flagship. Yes, there is K19, but the K17 is nothing short of a flagship. But when it comes to the sound quality, let me be very clear. R2R has always been a bit on the warmer side, and yes, it is a bit on the warmer side. Okay, while the K17 is a colorless, neutral, flattish, reference sounding DAC amp. Flagship DAC amp, it has to show its technical abilities, it has to show its superiority when it comes to transparency, accuracy and precision. Ignore the crackers. Okay, I'm very sorry, I'm kind of short of time because I have some family commitments, so I'm doing this on the day of Diwali, in the evening of Diwali. So please, if possible, ignore the crackers, or if you like those sounds, enjoy it. Maybe I'm very sorry about that. In any case, these are different when it comes to the sound quality, sound presentation. While the R2R is a bit on the smoother, slightly warmer side, which when I compared it with the QX13 was the more accurate, more precise sounding audio source. It kind of changes sides in this comparison video. Here the K17 is the more accurate, more precise, more technically capable one. Okay, sub bass extension is very good with both, but this one is tighter, this one is a bit more on the warmer side, sounds a bit more fuller, slightly slower with the decay, has a bit more texture. This one is slightly more clinical, is not very airy, it kind of tries to be very clean with the details. The resolution and that kind of stuff are very clean with the K17, while the K13 R2R has a bit more, slightly more juicy presentation, a bit slower decay. It kind of feels full, it kind of sounds a lot more enjoyable, musical. Both are very good when it comes to dynamics and contrast, but the contrast on the K17 is definitely superior. It has better layering, it places one note behind another meticulously, no issues with its rendering abilities there at all. So the K17 is superior when it comes to layering, staging across the spectrum. Okay, let me be very clear. I will be repeating these things because people are not really watching my video from beginning to the end, so I'll be repeating. So bear with me. If you have watched it from the beginning to the end, I'm very thankful about that, but there are people that do not listen to all this. They want some bits. I make videos of 13-15 minutes even, but the average watch time is like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So I'll be repeating these things because you should have the detail of that part of the spectrum. Even though it is repeating, even though that thing stays consistent across the spectrum, I'll be repeating it, so bear with me. In any case, if we move on to the mid-range, that is where too this one is more clinical. Both have very good clarity, very good definition, but this one has more finishing energy, more finishing definition, more resolution, and has a bit more taller notes too. Vocal notes are a bit more taller with the K17. Male vocals though could have sounded a bit more organic, a bit more grunty, a bit more throaty with the K17, but the K13 R2R is better in that regard. It sounds slightly smoother, a bit more throaty, a bit more grunty. Female vocals are very good too with the K13 R2R, but the K17 is better. It has better accuracy, better height, and they have the required amount of sharpness to them. So the K17 is better with the female vocals, while this one is better with the male vocals. Both have very good texture, but I kind of feel the presentation of the K13 R2R is kind of better because it has slightly fuller notes. It is more comfortable to listen to. It's not trying to be very analytical or very clinical or anything like that. So the K13 R2R is a bit more enjoyable with the vocals. With the instruments, the K17 is definitely superior. It has no issues with transparency, clarity, layering. Okay, the layering of background and foreground instruments is better, well developed with the K17. More developed, not well developed, because the K13 R2R2 is well developed, but the K17 is more developed with that Z-axis depth. very good z-axis depth with this one. As I already said, tonality, timbre and cohesion is slightly better with the K13 R2R because K17 is trying to be more neutral, a bit more analytical, a bit more precise. So that is that. If you are worried about upper mid sharpness or anything like that, both of these do not have any issues with that. They are very pleasant with that. They are consistent with their spectrum energy. There is no inconsistency, or they do not feel like they are out of place or anything like that. So if it is energetic, it is throughout similarly energetic with the upper mids too. If we move on to the treble range, that is where both are mighty impressive. I like the way Fiio has tuned this desktop DAC amps. They have been fantastic. Their USB DAC amps, the dongles, those smaller things are slightly going wayward or kind of being unpredictable with the treble, but these are very good rendering. They enjoy the layering and separation air between instruments is fantastic with both. They have very good extension, no issues with background instrument subtlety or anything like that. The transient effects are very good. Cue placements are fantastic, but the accuracy, slightly more better agility and transparency of the K17 is superior to the K13 R2R. But the K13 R2R is a bit more relaxed. It is not trying to be more detailed, so it is a bit more relaxed. It kind of has a I'll say organic, a bit more natural kind of presentation, and sounds very good with the treble range without sounding slightly clinical. Okay, while the K17 shows its extra bit of technical abilities and rules the treble clarity segment. Both are very good with the treble. Staging is fantastic. Okay, now let me be clear about one thing. The stage size is not very big with the K17. Both have kind of similar-ish stage size. This one has 20% bigger stage, even though it is nearly 3 times more expensive than the K13 R2R. Yet this one is more rounded. K17 is more rounded, has similar kind of shaping with the stage, while this one can be slightly uneven in places. In most cases it is not, but at times it can be slightly uneven with the stage consistency. The height, the width can be slightly inconsistent depending upon the track, but the K17 kind of gives it a more rounded presentation irrespective of the kind of track you are using. So this is my in-depth review, or you can say comparison review, of the K17 and K13 R2R. If you feel like you have something to ask, feel free to ask. I'll try my best to answer them. I will love you guys to share and comment. In any case, this is it. This is my comparison of review of these two beautiful Fiio desktop DAC amps. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day. Enjoy.